All right, welcome back, YouTube. Shalom to everyone on YouTube. Welcome back. All right, like looking at that period in time when we got the Most High so vexed. You know, I got no way. I gotta kill you all in the wilderness there. And guess what? You all don't have to worry about burial spot in tomorrow. Today, if we die, we have to worry about burying the deceased, don't? Yeah, man, back then it was like, you know, about nothing. You're in the wilderness. Boneyard. All right, tell me to Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 1.
Okay. Deuteronomy 1, verse 1.
Yeah.
These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel on this side Jordan in the wilderness, in the plain over against the Red Sea, between Paran and Tophel and Laban and Hazeroth and Dizah. There are 11 days' journey from Horeb by the way of Mount Seir unto Kadesh Barnea. And it came to pass in the 40th year, in the 11th month, on the first day of the month, that Moses spake unto the children of Israel, according unto all the Lord that the Lord had given him in commandment unto them, after he had slain Sihon the king of the Amorites, which dwelt in Heshbon, and Og the king of Bashan, which dwelt at Ashtaroth in Edrei. On this side Jordan, in the land of Moab, began Moses to declare this law, saying, The Lord our God spake unto us in Horeb, saying, We have dwelt long enough in this mount.
All right, so here it comes. So this now, if you notice, when you get in time check in Bible, it doesn't say in the year 1920, in the month, which month COVID came to Jamaica again? In the month of March, COVID came to Jamaica. Now, it give you time check as what we did then. Sorry, what we did then, we slayed two kings. Sihon, king of the Amorites.
Concern and
Og.
Og.
Right, Og, king of Bashan, which dwelt Ashtaroth in Edrei. So after he had slain, right, so that's after two times when we had slain two kings. And we also know how to reach each of, from where we were on Mount Horeb, we knew how to reach all the tribes that was around the promised land. 11 days journey from Horeb by the way of Mount Seir to Kadesh Barnea. So we traveled those areas. So after that time, on this side of where are we now? Verse 6. The Lord, verse 6 says, the Lord our God spake unto us in Horeb. Oh, okay. Yeah, you just read 6. Ye have dwelt long enough in this mount. And how long were we there? Did it say? All right. Yes. Verse 3. And it came to pass in the 40th year, 11th month of the 40th year, on the first day of the month, that Moses spake unto the children of Israel according unto all that the Lord had given him in commandment. Unto the 40th year now, we're getting ready to move up. Nation is born. Verse 7.
Turn you and take your journey, and go to the mount of the Amorites, and unto all the places nigh thereunto, in the plain, in the hills, and in the vale, and in the south, and by the seaside, to the land of the Canaanites, and unto Lebanon, the river Euphrates.
Turn you and take your journey, and go to the mount of the Amorites, and unto all the plains nigh thereunto, at the flatlands, fertile valley, in the plain, in the hills, upon the hilltop, and in the valley, right, and in the south. What's the difference between a plain and a valley? Hmm? One steep. I'm not hearing you. Because guess what? They are both flat pieces of land. What's the difference? Yeah, both the plain and the valley is flat.
Valley refers to coming off the mountain, going to.
All right, that's what we're getting at. The valley is that flat land between two mountains. But the plain is not necessarily between two mountains. The flat piece of land oftentimes made a plain by some river. All right, so Lebanon, you can follow this on the map today, because Lebanon is the same place where it was in. And come all the way to Euphrates. This is the piece of land that is intended to give at this time. Verse 8.
Behold, I have set the land before you. Go in and possess the land, which the Lord sware unto your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to give unto them and to their seed after them.
Right, so that's the piece of land they were describing. Turn you, take your journey, and go to the mount of the Amorites, and all the plains thereof, to the plain, in the hills, in the valley, and in the south, by the sea side, to the land of the Canaanites, and unto Lebanon, unto the great river, the river Euphrates. So all that land is the land that is described, the most I described in here, that is we call the promised land. So it wasn't just Canaan, it was all the other populated here and that flat piece of land. All right. Read it. Read it again.
Read again.
8.
Deuteronomy 1 verse 8. Behold, I have set the land before you. Go in and possess the land, which the Lord sware unto your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to give unto them and to their seed after them.
All right. Now, you're familiar with the issue why the Most High decide to raise unto Abraham, a chosen people and give them a particular piece of land? Right. Well, Abraham, the entire world had gone to idolatry, meaning that every country's religion was some idolatrous religion. All the known countries then were was in idolatry, and in particular Mesopotamia, where Abraham was from, even Abraham's family, knowing that they are from the sea. What's the name again? Noah's Shem. They are from the seed of Shem, which the Most High has chosen to keep unto himself. They knowing that they still gone to idolatry. But Abraham made a stand. He said, no, man, I will serve the true God, the God that created the heaven and earth. So he made a stand. He was kicked out of the country. You know that?
Okay.
Right. He was kicked out of the country, meaning that was what the word they would call if you are kicked out of a country now. Country that he was born in. Exile. Right. So Abraham was exiled. And he was a learned man. He was a tutor. Because after they kicked him, after he was exiled from the country, he went into Egypt. And there he taught them mathematics. So that was before Egypt was raised. Right? Abraham taught them math. So the most I realized is zeal. You know, we're going to raise a righteous seed unto this man. So he gave him, and he promised land. So I'm going to raise a righteous seed to you, and I will give your seed this land as a possession for them and their seed after them. That's for that meaning that he's going to give them a country. Right. But Abraham, they had Isaac and Jacob. Jacob had 12 sons. And for some reason, them 12 sons that had tough like, well, that's a coconut. When it comes to the Most High, those 12 sons had tough like coconut. But the Most High holds true to his word. All right. Take me to verse 9. So the Most High is now going to, he says, all right, you have dwelled long enough in this mountain. Time to go out and possess it. So we're now organizing ourselves to go out and possess the land. Verse 9.
Verse 9. And I spake unto you at that time, saying, I am not able to bear you myself alone. The Lord your God hath multiplied you, and behold, ye are this day as the stars of heaven for multitude. The Lord God of your fathers make you 1,000 times so many more, as ye are, and bless you, as he hath promised. How can I myself alone bear your cumbrance, and your burden, and your strife? Take you wise men, and understanding, and known among tribes, and I will make them rulers over you.
All right. So what is he talking about now? The Lord of God had multiplied you, so now we were like the stars of heaven, or a multitude. Meaning, wow, people. By the way, I think we all know how we can breathe. Yeah, yeah. Can you imagine what our population would be like if they weren't killing us so much? Pushing all this. Yeah, you remember when you were a child, they tell about family planning? And what was the slogan?
Two is better than two men.
Two is better than two men. Telling the people, say, hello, stop having these 12 and 13 kids. And in America, family planning alone didn't work. What they gave them? Planned Parenthood. And since the inception of Planned Parenthood, they have killed millions of babies. Right? Anything? I'm talking about the black babies that they have killed. All right, now, at this point, in the wilderness, there was no one killing us like that, except for the Most High who got us, who we got angry that he wanted to kill us. But even when he killed all those who came out of the land of Egypt, we were like the descendants of those people. We were like the stars of heaven. So here the Most High said, all right, good, now you are like you have multiplied. And behold, ye are this day as the stars of heaven for a multitude. The Lord God of your fathers make you 1,000 times so many more as ye are, as bless you, as he hath promised you. So we came out of Egypt, probably about 1,000,000 strong. So if the Most High multiply that million, we were probably tens of millions, or yeah, tens of millions, eh? Because he killed that million, saving only Joshua and Caleb. Not even Moses did this. All right. So, boy, you say, look out enough. How can I alone bear your cumbrance and your burden and your strife? What he requires to do that, especially the strife part, you require judges. Strife is when you and I have a disagreement. Then we go to court. Court settle the agreement. Sorry, settle the disagreement. Right. So Moses is talking there. 13.
Take you wise men and understanding and known among your tribes, and I will make them rulers over you. And he answered me and said, the thing which thou hast spoken is good for us to do. So I took the chief of your tribes, wise men and known, and made them heads over you, captains over thousands, and captains over hundreds, and captains over 50s, and captains over tens, and officers among your tribes.
Right, so this is what the UPK model from. Captain, officers. The term general, I think, was first used in the time of David. Remember David, general? Yes, man. What was his name again? He was ruthless. But he was ruthless for the kingdom, for the throne. Yes, his viciousness was not against the throne, it was for the throne. But, David told his son that this man is loyal really to me. And I guarantee that he's going to be loyal to you. That's what he told Solomon. So I don't know what, it's up to you to do what you so desire. And David's word stood true because he tried to take the throne. They had to kill him. All right, so this is where the rank and order of UPK came from. Captain over thousands, captain over hundreds, captain over 50s, captain over 10s, and officers among your tribe. All right. So go to 16.
And I charge your judges, verse 16, and I charge your judges at that time, saying, hear the causes between your brethren, and judge righteously between every man and his brother, and the stranger that is with him.
Right. So you know the society, the structure of the, I don't want to say society, but becoming an organized nation. Moses showed us how to become an organized nation. You have to have judges, you have to have rulers. Continue.
Ye have not respect persons in judgment, but ye shall fear the small as well as the great. Ye shall not be afraid of the face of man, for the judgment is God, and the cause that is too hard for you, bring it unto me, and I will hear it.
All right. So you want to have a strive to go to the resident magistrate. Too big for the resident magistrate to go to the next level of the court until you reach Supreme Court. That's a Jamaican structure, by the way. And then there is the appeals court. You're not satisfied there, you can go to what they establish as the Privy Council. So here now Moses is telling you, if it's too big for you, then you come on to me. He is the supreme judge. Right. Like same way the UPK run. Um, things can happen as captain over a city, make a decision, depending on the size of the matter. Might have to, in any case, they report to the generals. But depending on the size of the matter, might have to refer it straight to a general without making a judgment. Understand? Right. Alright.
Verse 18, and I commanded you at that time all the things which ye should do. And when we departed from Horeb, we went through all the great and terrible rivers, which ye saw by the way of the mountain of the Amorites, as the Lord our God commanded us. And we came to Kadesh Barnea. And I say unto you, we are come unto the mountain of the Amorites, which the Lord our God doth give unto us. Behold, the Lord thy God hath set the land before thee. Go up and possess it, as the Lord God of thy fathers hath said unto thee. Fear not, neither be discouraged.
Alright, well, that's verse 1.
Verse 20.
Alright, so Moses giving a recap of what took place over the years. Alright, so you have this, you have that, you have the judges, you have the leaders. They are now ready. So Moses says, the Lord thy God hath set the land before thee. Go up and possess it, as the Lord God of thy fathers hath said unto thee. Fear not, neither be discouraged. So people know you're there and you're ready and come to class, you're ready, you taught Canada one can, you taught how to the rank and order and everything. And it's time for you to teach class and get cold feet. The same thing right here, you know. We set up a captain, set up this, set up that. Nation ready. Moses says, go forth now and possess the land. Continue reading.
Verse 22. And he came near unto me, every one of you, and said, we will send men before us, and they shall search us out, and they shall search us out the land, and bring us word again by what way we must go, and into what city we shall come.
Mm-hmm.
And the saying pleased me well. And I took 12 men of you, one of a tribe, and they turned and went up into the mountain, and came unto the valley of I.S.U.P.K, and searched it out. And they took of the fruit of the land in their hands, and brought it down unto us, and brought us word again, and said, it is a good land which the Lord our God hath given us. Notwithstanding, ye would not go up, but rebelled against the commandment of the Lord your God, and ye murmured in your tents, and said, because the Lord hated us, he hath brought us forth out of the land of Egypt, to deliver us into the hand of the Amorites, to destroy us.
This is like, you know, this is why I tell you that our action to the Most High is more feminine. That is why the Most High refer to us as his bride. I mean, it's just like you do all that you want to do for your rib, all that you can, and then when the time comes, you say, hear me, I'll give you something so you can, some work that you can do. And then go one side and grumble and say, oh, you know, that tune I want to give me no money, you want to send me no work. I hear silence. Right, so actually our relation with the Most High is the same way. Look at this verse what again? 27. And you murmur in your tent. This is a murmuring behind the Most High, saying, because God hate me and kill you out of the land of Egypt, deliver us to the, I want to sell you out to the Amorites, so that you have to make the Amorites kill you. So tell them I said, go kill you, you know, because they have seen the Amorites and see, besides that, how powerful the armies are, how them soldiers then look big and powerful and things. They look at the land, how fruitful it is. Yes, it's very fruitful. But they look at how the government of the Amorite defend their land, and they got afraid. So basically, they are saying, why they're too weak, you know. Most I can't manage that one. Do the same thing in our lives. We go through some terrible things. Lord, help me. Ones that I can't manage it. Help me. Most I help you carry you through, save you. You start to stand on your feet. And say, all right, I need to go and take this task. Wow, this task can look, I can't help that one. Because I want to man. Yeah? Yeah, man. See we task is too big now for the most. I'm going to find out where man now. And I'm going to look help from some other people who wasn't there when you were going through the struggles. You're confident the most I get to carry you through. Yes. You know, I need some financial advisors and holding money. Nothing is wrong with listening to them, but still take it to the most side. All right, continue reading.
Verse 28. Whither shall we go? Or brethren have discouraged our hearts, saying, the people is greater and taller than we. The cities are great and walled up to heaven. And moreover, we have seen the sons of the Anakim.
No, they were like sons of the Anakim. They were like some bigger people. The normal people is big, but the one of them call the son of Anakim, they're bigger. Not only bigger in structure, but they think of you having a special force. Understand? Mm. One of the most feared intelligence force, is Israel. Yeah, man. Because they move a little more ruthless than other intelligence officers that other governments have. So it's just like we should be going up against them all the time. They call it Mossad. Mossad. You can't go against Mossad. No, sir. The money will kill you. You understand? Right. They are 28, right? Whither shall we go up? Our brethren have discouraged our heart, saying, the people is greater. And guess what? Is the 12 that went, we did it. The 12 that went in as spies, come on, they were the ones who F things up. Because I then get and say, what tell them, say, the people them bigger and say, we can't manage them people. Huh? No, man. They send spies into the land. Right? You follow? Yes. One from each tribe. Right? They choose a man from each of the tribes. So you end up with 12 spies. Those spies were not necessarily leaders in Israel, right? They choose 12 young men who they're confident to go and look and come back and report to them. All right, we listen to them, this one. Each tribe say, all right, this is the man we listen to. But those 12 men colluded with each other and say, why them people are bigger than we, So they discourage the fight. Those who go and fight, they discourage them. It says, whither shall we go up? Our brethren have discouraged our hearts, saying, the people is greater and taller than we. The cities are great and walls up to heaven. It's the height of the walls, Because remember, they're coming out of Egypt as slaves. Egypt didn't really have no walled cities. Egypt was not a place that they have them big walls. But in that region, because they fight for these lands so much, Jerusalem was a walled city before we got. No, sorry. The one name was Joshua the march on Jericho. Right. The wall in the city, it was like the norm. And you as a small man, now you stand and you look on these walls, God, all the way up. So them say, no, the walls going all the way up to heaven. And moreover, we have seen the sons of the Anakim there. All right. 29.
Then I said unto you, dread not, neither be afraid of them. The Lord your God, which goes before you, he shall fight for you, according to all that he did for you in Egypt before your eyes. And in the wilderness, where thou hast seen how that the Lord thy God did you, as a man doth bear his son, in all the way that he went, until he came into this place. Verse 32. Yet in this place you did not believe the Lord your God, who went in the way before you, to search out a place to pitch your tents in fire by night, to shew you by what way you should go, and in cloud by day.
Alright, so that's what Moses have to be reminding them. But it's just typical Jake, you know. Just typical Jake. You do something for somebody and then they need a favor, you have to be reminding them of the favor that you did for them. And say, remember that I did so and so for you, this so and so, you know, what happened? You can't do it, you know. Understand? The same way the boss have to be dealing with us. Yeah.
Are we naturally like this as a people, or are we nurtured to be like this through your pressure?
Well, I was just about to answer that these are the things that being a slave brings out. And remember, if you notice when we went into the Babylonian captivity and coming out, we didn't come out of the Babylonian captivity the way we came out of, with the same mindset that we came out of the Egyptian captivity. Because the Babylonian captivity, the same generation that went into captivity, persons from that generation came back out. Like, yeah, Jeremiah. Jeremiah was 20 when he started prophesying. And he told the people that they were going to come out of captivity and they didn't believe. He purchased a piece of land. And then they said, well, if he wasn't telling the truth, he would be buying the land. So in buying the land, he was prophesying at 20. Went into captivity, spent 70 years, and came out at what age? 90. He came out an old man. So you have one like Jeremiah. You remember Mordecai? Probably Mordecai was born in the captivity. I don't know. There was Daniel, but I don't see any record of Daniel coming out from Egypt. But it did record Mordecai, it records Jeremiah, and some others. So there, the captivity with Egypt now was a generation was taken captive. They die off. Their children born in captivity. Those children die off. Their children born in captivity, they die. So like now, 250 years of captivity before the Most High start. All right, this is the truth. Start breathing back some life into these dead bodies. 1969. That's why we have this kind of mindset. No. So you know that it was a similar mindset as in the Egypt before, which is the one we're reading about. So that's why they are so rebellious. They are very rebellious now, ain't it? Yes. Well, the worst thing you can tell someone is, weed not good for you to be smoking every day. It's like that. Well, it's not good for you to smoke, period. Right? And you smoking like that every day, ganja, that's drug abuse.
And most of the time you say that to them, the first thing they say that something of the carry on.
Sometimes they say that and I tell them, oh yeah, say man, the weed make the wise, it was first found on Solomon's grave. No, sorry, they have the sense to really go back to the Bible. Read the achievements of King Solomon and realize that You here smoking the weed, that weed don't make you come nowhere near King Solomon. It makes you a bum. And over a period of time, it makes you a sick bum. In other words, it makes you a nobody. Even though they them say, oh, you must pick like a university and born with. I'm not going to university. I can tell you, most of them in the university who born with, they don't graduate, or they do graduate, is when they start work, they give the most trouble in the workplace. Why? Because, one, if they don't smoke the weed in the morning, smoke it at lunchtime. Go back to work. Go back on a high. Yeah, that can't perform. How you mess up? Hmm? So they can't gather the knowledge to see that this thing has nothing to do with King Solomon. If it was found on King Solomon's grave, then some mischievous person put it there. Nobody who mean you would put it there. That's one of the biggest problems we have. So it was first found. That's what the rest of them say. Well, and guess what? It's not even the Israelite Rastas that came up with that. You see them other nation who became Rasta and went into the Coptic and the 12 tribe with them red skin and I burn the weed and I sell weed, export weed and I make money. And I try to tell the little man, say, it's good for you, man, burn it. Because they want to get rich off of you. At them tell them about it was for me say we get we get some real arms house doctrine and us here in Jamaica. And the worst thing is that comes from us. Because guess what? It's not in, we weren't in the first one to say King Solomon is I'm sorry, I.S.U.P.K is from the lineage of King Solomon. I know we used to say them. King Solomon, I.S.U.P.K proud himself, so. Eh? But him called himself King of Kings, Lord of Lords, conquering lion of the tribe of Judah, and that he is the 200 and what was not grandson of King Solomon, and they were both in come from the lineage of when Queen of Sheba went into Jerusalem and the man King Solomon have a child named Menelik. Don't lie, nobody knows, there's no such doctrine recorded in the Bible. And it became the root of Rastafarianism. And mess our people up. And and that is what, and then now, that was the base, you know. Then them look over India, then see weed smoking. This is only to see that Indians over there born weed with barefoot and something, some barefoot, some grow them ears. We take it up. Them worshiping their god Shiva. Them man they take it up now, start plant it and export it to make money. And trust me, they make millions. None of which went to the Israelites. It went to the other nations that were in Rastafarianism. 12 tribes, the main two, yes. This cool here, it look like Rasta here, we can be sure. It look like you're here. But them leave it unattended, yeah, come out in some flat just the same. Like I said, come out, can even come out neater than theirs. Because yours are like the lamb. If you don't shave the sheep, I see the ear come up and lump up and start farm out like that. You ever see an unattended sheep? Right. And then they find Samson's story and Samson have this one lock of ear. Well, the backside, like, boy, I tell you, you have some nuts to crack in Jamaica here. May the Most High give us strength to crack those nuts. But you can see the root of all these. It's in our people to be rebellious against the Most High. So it's because we are so rebellious, the Most High gives you something to rebel on. And he did say, well, since I don't believe in truth, I will send you a strong delusion. Christianity became that the strongest delusion. All right, behind it, trust me, Rastafarianism. Yeah, man. Rastafarianism took over the Benjamins. Huh? Because you see, the Christians were able to reign long enough to set armies, schools, government. So if your religious leader have that power to set those three institutions, what do you think? When the Most High shall give us power over our enemies, what are we going to set? Governments that are from Israel, that are for Israelites, armies that are for Israelites, and an education institution that is for the Israel. But guess what? The Most High promised us that we'll once again be able to read from the tree of life. You don't need no university for that after you get that. Yeah, which university did we went to when we were in the wilderness? The chariot came down and taught Moses. Moses taught here and here and taught the people. Became a nation so powerful, overpower the ones who had other kind of institution all along. Egypt power. The Most High reign supreme. But he always gives that power, that reign unto another. Always doing that. So let's go back to this now, refusing to enter. That seed of rebellion is, and that's the same thing that keep on getting us enslaved. It's attitude, you know. Attitude. We keep developing bad attitudes. We don't have an attitude towards the Most High. We have an attitude towards self. All you know is attitude towards self. Look even at those who say, all right, this is not the truth. We're going to church, right? What kind of church they choose? One that best suits their attitude. I don't like this church because them this and them that and them that. Don't. So if they have that way in the world, they come in it's the same thing. That's why you have so many Israelite groups. You know. The same attitude come over. I don't like the I.S.U.P.K. That rigid. Can't work with it. So they go and then farm one that's not so rigid. And guess what? They collapse. And rather than coming back over, they go farm another one. You know, we have to make it a little more rigid. At some point, it's going to collapse again until you have all those kind of schools. And at least they know that Christianity is still not the way. Christianity is a blasphemy against the Most High. First thing they do is give a Christ that is not so. But we believe because we see these are sown when we are in captivity. And we are in Egypt all over again. That's why we have all these problems. The same way Moses had those problems, because believe me, it's not just one religion they were caught up in Egypt. Egypt had probably hundreds of religions. Egypt formed the basis. All the other religions that were out there had some root back in Egypt at the time. All right, verse what religion?
Verse 34.
30. Oh, right. Up to 33, Moses was reminding them of how they are rebellious, how they keep rebelling against the Most High, how they keep not trusting in the Most High. So you see, if these same set of persons had gone into the land, they would have created problem here. Yeah, they would have created problem because they would have still remember the glory of Egypt, right? And they would try to go back to Egypt. Maybe they would have led the nation right back into Egypt, the land I'm talking. It's just like America now, which is Egypt. All right. Picture this. Picture this. The majority of our people want to go away. Why? Hmm? Opportunity, eh? There's some more of that. Yeah. The majority of our people want to go to America now because it's beautiful, tall buildings and bright lights. So that's a trap to catch us. Right? You go to America, none of that tall building, you can look on the bright light. But owning them is not for us. Those who run Egypt ensure that just a few of us is able to take a bite into the apple. Follow me where I'm going, right? But for most of us, we don't mind because we're able to sit around the apple and we're able to benefit from the cool breeze, the money, get some work, right? Follow me. Then now, the Most High come and take you from that. And it's still there. Big buildings, and take you somewhere and say, I'm going to give you a land of your own because these people are not accepting you. Your cops are killing you. Same thing was happening to Egypt, in Egypt with these people. Egyptians were killing them, eh? And I'm talking about killing them unlawfully. The cops are killing you, they're lynching you, they're doing this, the systematic oppression, idolatry. Come, let me take you out and give you a land of your own. But the Egypt, which is America, is still there, right? What do you think these people now, when they're out there and they're now, because if you are going to form a government or a country or whatever, you have to start working from the dust, meaning that you have to do the legwork. Think of you starting a farm. Hmm? It's not yet established. You're going to build it. You have to cut the roads. Hmm? You have to deal with the equipment that break down and you get them fixed. You have to seek persons to help you builders. Huh? You have to plant. You have to this, you have to that. You have to do the legwork, right? Now these people are going to remember the easy life and relaxation they could have back in Egypt, which is America. They're going to want to go back. Back then, the Most High didn't destroy the land Egypt. What he destroyed, he took out fear and his army and drowned them in the sea, right? But the land with the buildings or whatever, they're still there. So they want to go back. What is the Most High going to do this time? Mash up his backside. So when him take you out and he mash up it, you say, backside, what a good thing me come out. What a good thing he took me out. You ain't gonna see anything to go back to. So you're going to stay and build. Come on. You can't start seeing the writing on the wall. A lot of us are going to have problems reminiscing back on what we had prior to the downfall. But the most I have the answer for you. Because you are the one he care about, and the other one keep distracting them. Kick over all the dirty parts around him and make your focus on him. You're not going to want to go back because those lands will be so filled with nuclear waste. Going back is not going to help you. You're going to sit and build your thing. And after a number of years when the fallout shall pass and so on, yeah man, you'll go back and collect the remnants of these and bring them in your place. Work them. Let them be your handmaids and your workers. What the word in the Bible says, made them into your handmaids and your what? Your servants. And it's not the kind of servant, is it? Could you pass me a cup of water? No. The same way you're a servant in this kingdom. You go to work, you do your work, you get your fee. Not knowing that you're a servant, eh? You're a servant. The only ones that make you know upfront that you're a servant is the government. They call you a civil servant. So right away you know you're a servant. Yeah. Then you go to civil service. So once you work with the government, you're a civil servant. So at least you know you're a servant here. But the private man don't use that word. You're a supervisor. You're a manager. Bible says you're a taskmaster. Understand me? Yes, let us fix it up now. Right. So it's a similar thing. That is why the most I say, oh, the thing that I have done, I should have mashed them, I should have destroyed the land, man. Anyway, he knew it wasn't a mistake. You know what he did. This time, you're gonna get it right. You ain't gonna have anything that you want to go back to. When you look out those chariots and when you give you a peep what is happening below you, and you see those fire. As a matter of fact, he tell you that he's going to be so badly with them that he's going to hide your face from them, from the destruction that he's going to do. It's going to be so terrible that he's not going to allow you to see. You're going to see the aftermath. Like the bomb that went off in the last atomic explosion. Yeah. Beirut. Yeah. You saw that was an atomic explosion. Right? What are they looking at now after that explosion? The aftermath. You see how much building get destroyed and so on and so forth, right? Well, it's the same thing. When he has taken you up with the chariots and them kill off themselves down the bottom here, the only thing we are going to see is the aftermath. Said Jesus, peace. So the most I do them down, everyone. I understand. We understand. Does everybody understand? It's the same thing. Going right back into replay. All right, take me back to 34.
Verse 34. And the Lord heard the voice of your words, and was wroth, and sware, saying, Surely there shall not one of these men of this evil generation see that good land, which I swear to give unto your father.
All right. So the Most High promised that land. Check from the time of Abraham, when he first made the promise, to Isaac, to Jacob. How many years back? More than 100 years ago? All right. Jacob, his 12 sons, 400 years in Egypt, and then 40 years in the wilderness. Well, during the 40 years. 40 years in Egypt, and then time to Most High to deliver. And you're going to tell me that you're not doing it? Oh my God. We're lucky that we didn't see the Most High's face. Because he could just show his face to all of us in the wilderness and make a drop dead. Ain't it? Right. But Moses begged for us. Moses said, nah. If you kill them all out here, then the other nations I'm going to talk about. You take them out of Egypt and because you can deliver on your promise to kill them all. That's all the next other nations are going to see it. So, all right. Give them 40 years. But they said you're not going in there. Not one of them. Approximately 1,000,000. All of them shall live. The wilderness that they walk in is going to be a boneyard. You think of, and guess what? The wilderness is vast. It would be good to find some of those bones this day. And probably they do. They did. Archaeologists probably find some of them and see that they are, look at the features of these bones. Yeah. They can find an head skull and remake the face that was on this, what it could look like, to tell you if it was Caucasian, Indian, or let me not use those ones. To tell you that if it was an Edomite, an Elamite, an Ammonite, a Moabite, or if it was an Ishmaelite, to tell you what race it was. Probably they have done so, but they're not telling me. So Moses taking them back to what they did, how they gave the Most High Eddie, how him gone up for gone for the laws to come back. Business, just think of you have your spouse, your rib, well, for the man having rib, are you the woman, have your husband, you're gone on some business trip only to come back and find. You're doing it for the family, Right. We Benjamites are family oriented, right? Can't change that. You're doing it for the family, only to come back to find in Gallivant. Hmm? Same thing with Moses. Moses went for the laws to make us a nation. Those laws were divine. They didn't sit in any house of parliament and make them. Only to come and find where a dirty wine and a gully creek. Eh? And I do all manner of dances. Eh? And I sleep with a brother woman. And I steal a brother things. And I look on the little data. Boy, the data, they stay good enough. That was why Moses got so vexed that he just slammed down the stone and break it. Huh? It's not much different today as we say one. Yeah, man. And then probably if you could have rewind, you would find that dirty one in that going up there too. Monks we Benjamin, huh? Hmm? You think of the dances. Same thing today with dancing, gallivanting, and not waking up. Haven't changed. Israel and Egypt all over again. But the most I have the pill for you this time. He said, this is just like how it's sure I've been going to put you in put us in slavery. Same way it's sure say you shall serve me. I'm going to make you serve me. Like a man look at him and say, you go and love me. And when you go and you buck your toe and you Jesus peace. Only somebody to help is the same man whenever they don't trust, eh? What do you do? You have to just slap your fat tail and go back and ask for forgiveness. But no, if you should leave the cities of the world there, then you are going to be so feisty again. So that I'm not to listen to you. Today, no for the man out there. Watch out. I know one fish in the sea. How many fish in the sea? You understand me? Them kind of things. These are the things that the most I hate. And these are the things that we continue to do. When him come and him do what him do for you, then you can tell him about, oh, I can see it in the brothers too sometimes. Those that leave. U.P.K done so many things for them. Oh, you have luck, you're not after the money. You're not big on nothing. Hmm? Man, I don't tell me nothing, I'm not big on nothing, I'm not going to. You understand me? This is Jake. Let's call it Jake 101. So I tell you what, these are the battles that we have. This is the battle that we are fighting. Verse 35.
Surely there shall not one of these men of this evil generation see that good land which I swear to give unto your fathers.
And why the most I call them evil? One main thing, you know? Tell me. Disobedience. One main thing. That attitude, that bad attitude of disobedience. Aren't we battling that with our kids even unto today? Mm. Yeah, the other nations will tell you. Same thing. Well, not all of them. But we are so disobedient that they just make an institution that runs on the fuel of disobedience from Israel. One that we call the judicial system. Hmm?
Okay.
The Chinese 1.8 billion people, you know, their judicial system don't make the money that the Americans have, what, 250 million people making. The American judicial system makes so much money that they privatize the prison. All these prisons, that private prisons, they are billionaires. They trade on the stock market. Their stock never fails. As a matter of fact, when Donald Trump first won, all of them stock went up 40%. Yeah, man. And whose back is that? And why would it happen that way? What they anticipated when Donald Trump came in office, that would be private prison stocks go up by 40%. Hmm? Your oppression.
Yeah.
Your oppression. So they saw it. They saw the trend before he became president. So this money, hey, black people get effed over, but what? I'm going to make some money. I've got $5 million. What should I do with it? Buy some stocks in prison. And surely they gambled and they won by 40%. And that was then. I mean, how much is it now? Because he's now calling for more private prisons. He's now calling for more private prisons. So an institution fueled by our disobedience is making the other nations rich. So you think they're going to try to correct our attitude of disobedience? Hmm? Mm-hmm. The only thing they're going to do is benefit from it. Mm-hmm. Continue.
Verse 36.
Hold on. Stop on 35 and let's go straight into 36.
Surely there shall not one of these men of this evil generation see that good land, which I swear to give unto your father. Save Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, he shall see it, and to him will I give the land that he has trodden upon, and to his children, because he has wholly followed the Lord.
That is what the Most High asks for them. Just be obedient. I tell you to do something, you do. That's what UPK is built on. You are given a command, you are expected to carry it out. Be selfless, right? You are expected to carry out a command. You just, I think Caleb was one of those who was one of the spies, Yeah, and he was the one. Right, that is why I said, he shall see it, and to him will I give the land that he has trodden upon. I think he was one of the 12 spies. He was one who brought back clearly what he saw, rather than to put a spin on it. All right, continue.
Verse 37. Nothing. Verse 37. Also the Lord was angry with me for your sake, saying, Thou also shalt not go into them.
Right, and because of who not toughed, I'm not going to see it either. And because that's how we put, that is what he's explaining to us. Also, the Lord was angry with me because of your sin. Now tell me, who among us now is going to put something to us so political? Hmm? If it's a Judite, what MF can tell you? You MF. And if it's a Benjamin, when I say you be F you keep up, that's what's that F me up. Eh? And the other nations of their skies. Eh? Talking about cursing right here. But Moses seemed a little bit calm here because it don't set already. So I'm just speaking to them. Yeah. Hmm? He viewed it. He didn't get to trot on because of their rebellious ways. Remember the Most High say, speak to the rock to make water flow. Now Moses is a man who stutter. Hmm? And then tough people and I was telling about, boy, you say you can't water to come kill me and we have so much days no water. When it's a wicked, you know what? Eh? And Moses gonna say, relax, hey, calm. Don't tell me to relax up. Watch it not a water you want. You can't give me water, where you get water from? When he was supposed to speak to the rock. Moses, you're being disobedient. You're not going to see the land. My word. He struck the rock rather than speak to the rock.
So the character that they're trying to get the most disobedient.
Yeah, he didn't know what the most I told him. Whatever it was. Whatever it is he was to say, he didn't say it. He got the water, but he struck the rock rather than spoke to the rock. Well, guess what? Moses only had them leading for 40 years, right? How long is the Most High leading us now for? 3,000 years, 4,000 years? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're so right. Because if he was a man, we never come out of this captivity. What? We won't come out, man. Hello. Yeah.
The mere disobedience of the people.
Mm-hmm.
And Moses, that causes Moses to be disobedient.
Mm-hmm.
It's really a hard task to use Israel.
Never easy. Probably one of the easier times was King Solomon. It wasn't Israel that caused him to fear. It caused himself to fear. And it's because of his Israelite ways that caused him to fail too. Love many boxes. Huh? But the variety of the boxes give it the price of God. I suppose, all right. But it's never speak. If you could get a one-on-one with Commander General YAHANNA, trust me, you would understand. If you could get a one-on-one, like I say, no, we used to have a program what they call Real Talk. I think so. I remember there was one named Man Talk, but one named Man Talk, hosted by a woman. Anyways, I think there was one named Real Talk or something like that. They really get down to speak to the person, right? Now, if you could get one of those confidential talks or interviews with Commander General YAHANNA, I'm sure you would see some similarities in leadership experiences like Moses had. The only difference is, the chariot not there striking the people right away, eh? But it's strikingly similar. Yeah. Have to just try and maintain a focus. All right. Our purpose here is to fish. In the world you have this. What do you call it again? Power talk. Where you give yourself. That's what I call it. Yes, it's motivational talk, but right. But I think that's how it's like power talk or something like that. Talk, I am this, well, the church do it. I am power, I'm wonderful, I'm something other than wonderfully made. Fearful and wonderfully made. Right, them kind of power talk. Maybe a couple of we have to do them something that's in private in the truth here. All right, brother. Focus, focus, focus. That one is such an A-word, but Most I say we can't say rocker to him. All right, focus, focus. Let me not, let me not lose. Yes.
That is like what Christian make to make us want to because they don't understand it, so they don't use their thing. They can make it sharp. They use a little child because God is over there, but they don't really understand what growth is. So they just put it
Yeah, but if they understand, they would understand that if they were to understand, then they would see that they are cursing the city and cursing the field.
on
So you could have been gloriously and wonderfully made little more. You curse, you curse. You have to fix that. Hmm? You have to fix that. You have a beautiful car, it's not driving because it have a puncture. Watch this. Eh? Pride. And that's why we don't give place to pride in UPK. And the pride, the only pride you should have is the pride in knowing that you're an Israelite, I'm no God, I'm doing the law, statutes, and commandments. Canada one can. That's the pride you need to have. But then it's self pride out there, you know, with your feather in your hand that you put in it. Don't work in the truth. You think you have a lovely car. Tell me what car that you would like. Oh, please. A Porsche. Hey, no, it's called dream car for a reason, you know, because that's where it is. You drive it there. Yes. All right. Let's get it. You have a car that you really like, eh? Maybe. I don't know. You have a car that you like. It's there, park up in the garage. Every day you want to go and drive it, but you have a puncture. And you are not giving that punctured tire you're not paying any attention to that punctured tire. Can you drive it? Hmm? Right. So you could be fearfully and wonderfully made little more. You are cursed. And if you don't fix that, you're getting nowhere. Come back into the truth. Start keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. Then fearfully and wonderfully made. It is fearfully. That's what they say. Fearfully or fearlessly.
I'm fearfully and wonderfully made.
Oh, that's spell that fearfully. F-E-A-R or F-A-I-R. Well, maybe it's F-E-A-R because I mean when I go in there you become such a chicken. Hmm? Our boss here. Yeah, they always have them boss here. You're so rude. Yes. All right. Well, I could understand that. But whichever case, it's right. That one. I'm blessed and highly favored. Blessed and highly favored. As if that power talk is going to supersede the curse. You're still cursed. And until you fix that problem. You have a dream car, you won't drive, you don't fix the tire, you can't drive it. Same way in the life. You're cursed. You're an Israelite. Whether you know you're an Israelite or not, don't you're still cursed. First, know that you're an Israelite. Address the matter of the curse, what caused you to curse. Then you can be blessed and highly favored. If the Most High so smile upon you. Hmm? That's how it is. That's the reality. But I mean, most of us don't like to look through the real lens. We like I mean, we're dark as it, but some people, our dark as when it's dark on this side. But when we looking out, we seeing good. Some people dark as turn wrong. They ain't seen out, but everybody out there seeing them, seeing it, and seeing how shitty their life is and need to change. But they ain't telling them, because the more they have like that, the better it is. Because for as long as it takes for you to wake up, they will continue to rain, and they know that. The Bible never said everybody's going to wake up. It tell you about the 144,000. That's the amount in need to be wakened. The others will be awakened. Will be awakened. When the Most High come, by that time, it's going to be too late to go in the 144,000. But the Israelite, they will see and come to them senses. Oh, so those guys were right all along. I see. You can form a part of the government then, but all right, continue reading.
Verse 38. But Joshua served Lord, which standeth before thee, he shall go in thither. Encourage him, for he shall cause Israel to inherit it. Moreover, your little ones, which ye said should be afraid, and your children, which in that day have had no knowledge between good and evil, they shall go in thither, and unto them will I bring it, will I give it, and they shall possess it. Verse 40, but as for you, turn you, and take a journey into the wilderness that we have lived. Then he answered and said unto me, we have sinned against the Lord. We will go up and fight according to all that the Lord our God commanded.
So they make that this is an answer. They realize that the Most High was strike them down. All right, we go fight, we go fight. But that time the Most High had lead them already. So they went and fight and they did die. The Most High said, don't bother going on. We're not go and fight with them. And they said, no man, we're going, man. We're cool about it. You do what you say now. Don't go. With the Most High won't be going into. Cool, man. We don't dish your boss, man. We're going to do the thing, man. And they went and they died because the Most High didn't fight with them. And the nation did weep. Then the others now strengthened up and realized, Lord, I can't do this thing without you. Oh, good. You come to little sense now. But you still ain't going to see the land. All right, no problem. All right, but my children going to see you. Okay. All right, boss. We're good with that. But this time, you're going to see. You're going to see. Those in this captivity will make it into the next. That's what, into the promised land. That's what the Most High promised. And the motherfucking not call it promised land again. It's called the kingdom. A kingdom that is so glorious and peaceful, it is called the kingdom of heaven. All right. Continue.
And when still in 41, and when he had girded on every man his weapons of war, ye were ready to go up into the hill. And the Amorites, which dwelt in the mountain, that mountain, came
No,
to
no, sir. Just keep out a lot. Verse 42.
42. And the Lord said unto me, say unto them, go not up,
right,
neither fight,
right,
for I am not among you,
right.
lest ye be smitten before your enemies.
So you see, even when I said disobedient, the Most High still showing love. All right, don't go. Tell them not to go. I'm so distraught right now. I'm not going with that. Hmm? But you know, in all of this, one thing we learn about the Most High, at least he has feelings. I learned he has feelings, and his feelings is really to Israel. And he have a heart. Yes. So, you know, maybe that's what you try to bring out, that he's not a God of stone. Because many times he come up with some real dishes and say, oh, come out my way, maybe. That was what he did with Moses. You know. Get out the way, maybe kill them. Watch it not, people here. Of course, the most I don't need to swear like I would pretend to be swearing. But then again, maybe he's watching that they will say, like I can kill these rebellious people. Right, huh? Moses said, no. Only. Maybe that's one of the reasons why the book says make sure you don't get it in the kind of see, I'm going at it and then the land go big, kill people like that. We don't want to kill them. You want to do another question? Two? Two? Mm. Hmm? Right, boy. It's just like you have a wife that you love. I mean, well, not us in the UPK. You go there, you go commit adultery by your own. But, I mean, it costs you so much time, you do some things, and we still show you that, right? So far. No, you're the wife. Answer. You're better. All right. Okay. Verse 1. Hmm? Something. Mm-hmm. So I spake unto you, and ye would not hear, but rebelled against the commandments of the Lord, and went presumptuously up into the sea. That's right. Being presumptuous, presuming that the Most High is with you. Yes. So you giving yourself, yes. How are you today? I'm blessed and highly favored. That is being presumptuous, you know. You're being presumptuous because the Most High said, the sign is these curses are upon you for a sign. Poor and hungry and being presumptuous with it. Rather than to go and take the pork out of the fridge. Not even bread and not bread because they bread and not bread, hardship and not eat, work and not eat, mackerel. You not even bread and bread. You can bread and not eat rice and not eat you know how cursed you have to be to be an Israelite. You know how cursed you have to be an Israelite and having a meal that a pork that you sit down and enjoy so much. This is just like all right. Tell me a meat that people out there can't know. What's can? Mongoose, junco, rat, donkey, yeah. But it's just like you. Watch me, follow me. That's just like you being so poor that you are enjoying a meal of junco. Because guess what? The pig and the crow does the same thing. Like the lobster and the shrimp. And what's that? To clean the earth. Eating pork is just like eating the crow. I mean, you could take a crow and grow him in our chicken coop like a crow? Well, I know. Just like a chicken and feed him good, yeah, good things. But like I said, what you just all right, follow me. You breed them. And their offspring now you feed them on feeding. They grow old and die and produce some. Third generation come down and say, oh, these crows are purged. They haven't eaten any carcasses. I can now eat them. Really? Who is going to do that? Eh? Who is going? Let me see the hands of those who will do that. Just as I expect, nobody. But it's the same thing we do with the pig. Yeah, same thing we do with the pig. And then when they tell them, when you realize that the animals are the which takes you right back to this word right here, though, being presumptuous. All these things that we are doing, saying that no, God loves everyone. So it doesn't matter if he is hello, one line. It doesn't matter if he is black, white, pink, or purple. He loves everyone and he died for us. That is presumption. Because the Bible don't say so. The Bible tell you his color, skin color that why you think he goes so far? Because it matters. He tells you his character. You know I am an austere man, yet you sit down and did nothing. Remember that part? In that thing, when I somewhere in Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John, on those. That is character. And it tells you the character of the Most High. And those characters which the Bible is put before you is nothing for what they tell you in the church. So they have been presumptuous. So let's read and see what happened to those who presumptuously does things. Read 43 again and continue.
So I spake unto you, and ye would not hear, but rebelled against the commandment of the Lord, and went presumptuously up into the hill.
Presumptuously up into the hill that the Most High is like him saying, me not follow anything. No man, no. We prepare ourselves, we make our sacrifice, and we are listening now, you know. Yes, man, you move follow, man. Yeah, man. You don't think so? Remember, I know he's a forgiving God, you know. Yes. He loves us. Let's go. Remember, I know, we are the same one when we take out of Egypt because in love, you know. Right. So, not this when Moses has said, you know, more follow. More come with it. See, sword, well sharp. Now, him did tell us how we go. Yeah. All right, come, we're going. Let's see what happens to them.
Verse 44, and the Amorites which dwelt in the mountain came out against you and chased you as these do, and destroyed you in fear, even unto Horeb.
That's what happened to you when they are being presumptuous. That is what happened to presumptuous people. Presuming that the Lord is with them. And he's not. Because it tells you everything. Why do you think it's called Holy Scriptures? Why do you think we have been out of the land of Jerusalem from 70 AD? Yet the records are still there, untouched, unscathed. Why? Translations have been done. The original writings are still there. Why you think that is so? Because most I want to remove presumption from us. And he said King James before the fall of the black rule in Europe, before the end of the black rule in Europe. He said King James. And what's the word I would want to use now? The church at the time, which was the Catholic, which was Rome, right? They did translations. Those translations were biased by the church, meaning that the church had an input into it. King James did an unbiased translation. He gets scholars from Oxford University, from 100 odd people, a couple thousand. I don't remember the quite remember the number. But a lot of people did the translation. So they took the books from Genesis to so did this group take from, you understand? So it was unbiased. There was, and he himself did not meddle in the translation like the church would have done when they have the various councils, like the Council of Nicaea was presided over by the king at the time. So the king added, and the king was even in the church. So he was able to to be biased with the translation, meaning that he had the input his personal belief, right? King James did not that. So why we think? And after the translation went into slavery, after the 1611 translation went into slavery, right? Talking about the big what year did Columbus come around here again? 1420. Right. So when Columbus sailed around this year, blacks were still ruling Europe, you know. That's why it was called the Dark Ages, you know. It was called Dark Ages because the people were dark in their thoughts or whatever. Europe was being ruled by the dark skinned people.
That's why the historians, believe that you were some things that happened that were terrible. That's what.
Well, the historians through the church, because remember, up until Jamaica, up until the 70s, it was the church that was running the schools. All schools out here were church run. You know that, you know that.
Okay.
In the 70s, the government started to build government schools and so on. So that is, came through the church. Science and everything came through the church. You might have gone to a school and said, I learned this one, so but guess what? The professor who taught you, he was a Jesuit priest. And he was a Jesuit priest before him started teach. So what do you think going on? Their bias input is in there. All right. King James did the unbiased translation because the Most High want the record to be preserved after we complete our sentence. Hmm? Just like when you're going to when the judge sentence you, the things that you had on a purse at the time when you were um, incarcerated, they put it in the store until when you're coming out. If some thief in the system don't steal what you had, it comes back to you, right? Same thing. That's where all the things you see in the world that they try to model how to run a society, they get it from the Bible. Yeah. The Israelite, they call their writings what? They call the book again? Quran. Yeah. But it's the same thing they try to copy from the Bible. Because remember, they controlled Jerusalem at one point. Yeah. And the other European nation who had controlled Jerusalem, who had control over Jerusalem, got the knowledge. So Jerusalem became that battleground now for knowledge and how to build a society. The Ishmaelites went there. The Romans first, right? I think it was the Ishmaelites who overthrew the Romans, or the Romans just collapsed. Right? Then you have European nation like England was there. Rome went a two-time Roman control there. Then yeah, Rome went back when they after the rise, in the time of the Masons. Rome first sent them into Jerusalem on a quest for knowledge. So Jerusalem became the place that you go to search for the knowledge how to build your society. And that knowledge, my friend, was is now the Holy Bible. So now you wonder, so me having the Bible and we can build a nation. And that's why you have the I.S.U.P.K, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. We show you all the things that we do comes from the Bible. But we show you the proper way, garment, it's culture. It's culture and your person. That's why we dress different, we eat the way we should eat, we speak as much as we can the way we should speak. We use the ancient Hebrew, rank and order, so on and so forth. So you see how the 144 is pedaled into existence, being propelled into reality. Right. This is no joke, innit? No joke. As simple as you see. It's no joke. When Moses first went to Pharaoh, what did he do? Until Pharaoh started showing the magic. And then the magician, oh, we can do that too. And then they realized that Moses' magic is greater. And they start to say, oh, maybe have something there. Huh? All right. So the I.S.U.P.K is growing into character, is growing into a more luscious, gigantic tree, which the enemy won't be able to touch because it's being protected by the Most High. Huh? All right. So that was 2 verses leave, close it out.
Verse 45. When you returned and wept before the Lord, but the Lord would not hearken to your voice, nor give ear unto you. So ye abode in Kadesh many days, according unto the days that he has made.
See? God has been count the days that you were there. You all remember that. So most I how long them in they don't know Kadesh after you with them after you allow them to go and get the witness? I don't even remember now. I know there are many days them in down. Until my anger was reduced. So don't joke with the Most High. Don't be presumptuous. Don't because you are coming and say sometime out of our presence you're going to do some things and most I never bust your ass. You presume that you come back, you presume that you are good with the food. Don't do it. It will be required of you at some point in time. He's going to bust your ass properly. And sometimes that ass whipping again takes you out of the truth. People see you gone and they wonder why you're gone and they don't know why. Little did they know that you were committing some sin behind them that they Until now, they don't know that they were doing. When it's dark, you've gone over the fence, can't trouble your neighbor dark. Eh? And them little things there. They're going on some spree in the night. You understand me? That's it. Questions? All right, let's go into the last prayer. Where is it? Where is the signing sheet? Somebody have it? What is the last prayer? Which other one? This one? Mm-hmm. I don't have anything this one, but it's right here as well. Let's rise and face the east. Habanawa, Shabashamaya, Kodash, Haya, Shanta, Yahawa, Malakwata, Saba, Gatazan, Haya, Asha, Baratana, Kawa, Haya, Washamaya, Naka, Lanawa, Lakan, Kal, Yawam, Wasalak Lanawa, Kawawat now, Wasalak now, Kawawat now, Walaha, Tabayana, Banasayo, Haba, Habashina, Maya, Ra, Kaya, Laka, Amalako, Wahala, Watapaya, Laiwalam, in English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done in earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us our debts. And we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it. All right, so just want to say shalom until such time. Israel.